Welcome back to a Sikistan special. So you might think, guys, should this been in the new show? And I'll tell you why. Because it's so impressive, the things we're going to look at here, that we said we do a little different, good old fashioned reaction
Yeah, it
video.
deserves its own one.
Now, this video consists of two different people doing massive front squats, 270 kilos, and we're going to look at Tian best ever front squat. But first up, we're going to look at the underdog, or the unknown entity here, who you probably don't know about. This is on Oleg Laptev's Instagram, and a guy called Fail Zakharov. He was a Russian weightlifter. We haven't seen him compete internationally, but he put up a 260 kilo front squat and 270 kilo front squat. I asked Oleg what weight class he in because Fail's 73, but he's not. He definitely could not be a 73 kilo lifter anymore. He's now a 96 kilo lifter. So here's the 260. Absolutely aesthetically superb, on point,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I'm not going to lie, this front squat came into my life last week, and ever since, it's been my favourite front squat.
Have you been thinking about it?
I've been thinking about it a lot, yeah.
Have you been marinating on it?
I've been ruminating on this front squat. Everything about this I really like. Knees super far forward, that pretty extreme extension in the back. It's not something that necessarily everybody needs to front squat like that, but when you see someone front squatting like that, it's admirable.
Full grip as well. Now, you don't need to front squat 260, but if you could front squat 260, guys, that would be very useful. Now, that 260 front squat went up before it, and now here's a 270 kilo front squat. So, as a 96 kilo lifter, this 270 is loaded right as well, all reds.
Yeah.
If you're going to front squat 270, it's got to be all those reds. Very, very, very easy. Not a single change in form. Not one breakdown.
No. And he is an absolute unit of a human being.
He's pretty young as well. I think he's either very, very early 20s or he might still be a teenager. I know he's been around for a while. Now, Zakhariev's lift doesn't match up just yet, so his strength levels are far in excess of his lifts from the floor currently, but I'd wonder if that will catch up. So let's just have a quick look at his, say, clean and jerk. So he's 190 kilo clean and jerk here. Oleg is his coach. So very, very wide grip in the clean, and unfortunately he does do power jerk, squat jerky, which is probably why. So mostly a power jerker.
The grip is just insanely wide.
Yes.
Very, very wide grip. I wonder, is there a particular reason for that? Is it just that he's more comfortable with it? I wonder why he does that. I wonder also why he does the power jerk.
He clearly has incredible levels of mobility. So if we look at the hang snatch, he has obviously a lot of power as well, of course. Anyone who front squats 270 is going to have a little bit of power production. But his snatch is certainly his forte on the lifts. We've seen him do like 173 or 75, I think, from the floor on the snatch. But I don't think we've ever seen him clean and jerk 200. So maybe that increase up to the 96s with the massive front squat will have transfer over. And look, if you think about it, in the last few years, realistically, who have we seen front squatting over 250? It's not a whole lot of people that are currently lifting.
No.
Lasha, obviously quite a few of the supers, not quite a few, some of the supers could.
Yeah.
People like Lalian probably can. Lasha does, we've seen him do 290.
Am I correct in saying Miso squatted 270 around 3 years ago?
Yes, 270 or 275. Obviously, Zakhariev, Tian, but that's not a whole lot of other people who can, as an active international weightlifter currently competing, who can front squat 270 or more, which is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous weights.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, around the same week or so, ZKC Sports uploaded a really recent video. So back to my prime, which is Tian front squatting 270. Now, Tian was back to 89s. And I will say, in terms of we're comparing these like for like, Tian was lighter and he did bury it.
Yeah. And to be fair, it does look a bit easier.
Yes.
Obviously we have different angles and stuff going on here.
Well, I would say it looks the same in terms of effort.
Yeah. I just can't, one thing I can't get behind is this Chinese squat stands for very heavy squats like that.
It's not okay.
Walking backwards with a front squat, that's just not okay.
I can understand how walking into the squat is great.
Yes.
I understand that. Like walking out into the squat feels a bit more forward momentum. You feel a little bit more confident. You're not walking back. It's very familiar. But walking back with the rack is just never safe. And then there's nothing to stop them.
No.
So you kind of always need someone there with you, or you do need to be squatting in a mirror, or you have to be super conscious. And you have to be doing that thing where you're like, am I under the rack? If anyone's walked backwards into a rack.
Very nice front squat.
Of course.
Very, very nice. The Russians, for me, I just prefer the aesthetic of that squat more. Kind of a bit more vertical, a bit more upright. I really like it. Obviously, Tian's squat is a very, very nice squat, but definitely the Russians for me would be my favourite.
Now, the best ever front squat we've seen from Tian was actually 280. So I think this is when he's like in 96. So this is recently enough, but it was 2 or 3 years ago, which is reasonably recently. So this is 280 kilos. And obviously Tian is notorious for his squats. That's amazing.
That is insane.
That's fucking amazing. That was so easy.
That's twice as fast as one we just watched.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's 10 kilos heavier. If ever a video showed the prowess of Tian Tao's back or spinal erectors in particular.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But where is he going with a 270 front squat as an 89? Where's he off to? Like, who does he think he is, you know?
I remember the first time we ever had Broderick on the podcast. I think it was then he talked about it being really advantageous for weightlifters to do very, very heavy training for a period early on in their career and then never having to get a heavier front squat again.
Never having to worry about it
again. Yeah.
He said it was a tact some of them use, for reasons.
Yeah.
Now, as a little surprise, we also haven't really seen much of this, but it's Lee Dae-in front squatting as well. So Lee Dae-in front squatting 220 kilos. So Lee Dae-in, obviously a very, very powerful, strong, shredded and jacked lifter. All of what you want in a lifter, but a very aesthetic front squat as well. We don't really see the Chinese front squatting with a full grip.
No. Very much making the shelf.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say it now, Garf.
Go on.
Lads, these three lads in particular, with the aesthetics and how good their squats look and how deep their squats are and how good a shape they're in, are flying the flag for weightlifting.
Yeah, well, obviously not the Russians because they're not allowed to compete.
No, but if you're a young athlete looking at this as a sport, they're like, oh, these guys are all jacked and look how strong they are and look at how much deeper they squat than other athletes. This is a very, very good pro for weightlifting.
Do you know what? It's actually, when you think about it, not a lot of people are very, very good at front squats when it comes to weightlifters. You don't see actually a lot of people front squatting over that 240 or 250. You see a lot of great international weightlifters get that, but we just don't see them hitting that 270 or more mark.
No.
Now, obviously, that's not a fair comparison for the lighter weight classes, but it seems to be a hallmark of some of the fucking best of the best weightlifters to front squat in excess of that 270 or more.
Yeah.
Some of them are able to do it for sure, but it's just a crazy lift when you think about it.
Yeah. It's just so taxing on the system, and the fact as well that you probably don't use it or leverage it that extensively in your training. You just do it once or twice a week. Compared to the back squat, it's really not pushed that hard. Geez, they're lovely front squats, 220 kilos.
Hope you enjoyed today's video. Just a little a little whistle stop on the front squats. Some recently, it's 270 front squats. It's never a 270 front squat, as we're saying, is unique enough and it is sporadic enough that it does deserve its own video to appreciate it. If you can front squat 270, let us know in the comments, because I can't.
Neither can I.
What's your best front squat?
Today's Whipper Stopper tour of a video is brought to you by the Secret Strength Road to Anywhere back squat program. Now, this program is written and usually run for back squats, but you can also run it for front squats as well. It's 8 weeks long, 2 sessions per week with accessories included. We have some massive increases in people's 1RM numbers from this program, anywhere from 10 or 15 kilos all the way through to 45 kilos over the course of 8 weeks. If you're interested, click the link below and it will bring you to the webpage.
What's your best front squat?
200 kilos.
That's respectful. Very respectful.
What's yours?
240.
That is respectful.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Respectable.
It'll do. But yeah.
I enjoy these little whipper stopper tours.
Whipper stoppers. Yeah, I do. I just like seeing people front squatting big weights.
Yeah.
There's a clean aesthetic front squat is so appreciative. It's so nice to look at. An ugly front squat isn't though, but
the ugly front squat is one of the ugliest lifts you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Even if it's really heavy.
Ugly front squats are like ugly strict presses. They're just painful to watch.
Yeah, and you know how sore it feels.
Yeah. Ugly back squat, you'll get away with it. You know, you'll grind through it. Ugly front squat, no.
Thanks for watching, guys.